Question everything, for the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, you know, in the late words of great Malcolm X and many others, should white police officers be policing our community after our history being what it is? Do that make sense that those that come from a history and a people who has their hands in our genocide, Holocaust, and massacre, and enslavement are the same ones who get to police us abundantly in our communities? Do that make sense? And do we need white officers to patrol our communities, knowing the history between the two of us? Does that make any sense? Because at the end of the day, when we look at our circumstances in the division in America, knowing that we are number one to be aided in this country based off of what has been done to us in this country and haven't been overturned in no way due to lack of justice for our people, does it make any sense that we allow in the so-called appointed representatives of our community, allow white folks to police our community? Is that a benefit to us or a negative? Because at the end of the day, why are we not policing our own? Wouldn't that make more sense, especially coming from the history that we have as a people in this divided state of what we are in, of United States? Why would we as a people want the same people inherit us to police us, knowing that they're the same ones who already had us in shackles? Is that logical? Who was the ones who came up with this idea that we as a people, a nation of people, the Aboriginal Negroes of America, the true American INs, should be policed by those who has a history of Jim Crow laws and Jim Crow in us and KK in us? How do that work for us? Is that working to our best benefit, knowing that we are being mass incarcerated more than any other nation on earth, to where mass incarceration is so profitable in the sense of what it is when it comes to getting bodies, the Aboriginal Negro bodies, to fill those prisons, to where now they're utilizing private prisons? Is it based off of our history and what has already happened and hasn't been changed, based off of them never being brought to justice for crimes against humanity due to what they have done to us? So now they're figured out a way to utilize their pens and their codes and regulations to somewhat re-enslave us into mass incarceration. You know, there are a lot of things in history, from our history, that they got away with, from the brutality that they have treated us under and still to this day. And no one ever been brought to justice. Even now, if you move this fast, it's a possibility they can say that they were scared for their livelihood. And they supposed to be officers who take on a job that can be dangerous in nature, to be scared for their livelihood. Why would someone take on a job that has a description of dealing with crime, cry that they're scared for their livelihood, wearing the badge? Is that just another trick to be able to get over and get by breaking the law? See, you and I know, we see throughout our communities all the time, just small infractions of running red lights and stop signs. When they do, You see it just like I do. But if anybody that's supposed to uphold the law break any infraction of the law, may it be small, will also break large parts of the law. And any people who ain't never been judged for crimes against another people and passed on the stolen goods and land and property from what they have done to the inheritors of them, and never been brought to justice for that crime, then what make you think that they're a right fit to produce and push law when they themselves are guilty of many laws by holding on to the stolen goods of what their forefathers holocaust and massacred and genocide our people for? How do that make any sense? That the same people that broke more laws under our watch, when we controlled the land, they broke many laws on some of the most heinous, unimaginable